Just as the Call of Duty name was slipping into irrelevancy, Infinity Ward released Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, which received scores of Game of the Year awards and was considered by many to be one of the best shooters ever released. In an instant, the game revitalized the series, with a stellar story and multiplayer that has proven its staying power over nearly all others. With Modern Warfare 2, the developer hopes to yet again prove their mastery of all things shooter and has, without a shadow of a doubt, hit their target.
Let's go, those hostages aren't gonna rescue themselves.
It's been 5 years since the events of Modern Warfare, and things are slowly beginning to destabilize. With the death of Zakharev, Russia has a new martyr, and a number of organizations are looking for ways to take advantage of the tumultuous international conditions. Just as was the case with the original, players will find themselves exploring all reaches of the world and assuming command of a number of different characters, occasionally running into some familiar faces. It all focuses on one thing: trying to hunt down Vladimir Makarov, the new leader of the ultranationalists. This journey sends players down some morally dark roads, never flinching when things get decidedly disturbing. Infinity Ward has crafted an exciting story for Modern Warfare 2 that provides some of the best action in gaming without sacrificing narrative. The story itself only clocks in at about 5 hours, but it's an extremely dense experience, and there's hardly any time to take a breath in between stunning action segments. With impressive cinematic storytelling and non-stop jaw-dropping moments, it might not be the longest single-player game of the year, but it's without a doubt one of the most extraordinary.
Solid copy, Hunter 2-1. Rolling in now. Required.
The tried and true gameplay from Modern Warfare remains intact in the sequel, adding only a few changes to the core game. A handful of additional weapons and gear expand upon the traditional offerings, letting players use thermal scopes to look through smoke and riot shields to defend against machine gun fire. Vehicles also work their way into the Modern Warfare series for the first time, giving a few sections of the single-player campaign even more variation. Another welcome addition are door breaches, which insert yet another action movie cliché to the list. After slapping an explosive onto a door or wall, the players blast a hole open to shoot through, slowing down time to allow for precise aim, be it to clear a room of enemies or free a hostage. It's simple, but it works, and helps expand upon the feeling of being a member of an elite Special Forces squadron.
Plan B. Do it.
Very little has changed in Modern Warfare 2, but when the engine and core gameplay was so good that even Treyarch couldn't screw it up, there's really not much that needs changing. Modern Warfare has been one of the most played games on Xbox Live and the PlayStation Network since it was released, and while it's safe to say Infinity Ward felt pressure to deliver an enthralling single-player experience, the same could be said tenfold for multiplayer. Just as is the case with the story, they approached it in a somewhat conservative way, finding ways to drastically improve the experience without actually making any drastic changes. For the most part, it's all about additions and fixes, improving upon every complaint anyone had about the original. On the technical side, host migration has finally been added, meaning a plug puller doesn't signal the end of the game. When it comes to content, it's all about allowing for even more customization than before. While creating a class is still a feature, it's been expanded to allow for custom kill streaks, which gives players access to over a dozen different options like sentry guns and Harrier jets. On the other side, custom death streaks can help players bounce back into a game after a string of unfortunate falls. They've also improved the quality of starting weapons, which should help quiet the complaints of overpowered endgame unlockables. It's a much more polished version of Modern Warfare's multiplayer and might even manage to be more addicting if that's even possible. Beyond traditional multiplayer, a mode called Special Ops is also available. While it can technically be played alone, it's obviously meant to be played with a friend, allowing for split-screen and online multiplayer. Cut into 4 parts, it takes some sections of the single player and creates scenarios where players can compete for time and points. There are 25 different missions, and they definitely fill the void left by a lack of cooperative play in the story, adding a massive amount of variety to an already impressive multiplayer. Modern Warfare 2 feels like a blockbuster summer movie. Visually, the game sports fantastic-looking character models and incredible effects. It doesn't deliver the visual fidelity that Killzone 2 does, but what it lacks in polygons, it more than makes up for with a dark, gritty, realistic style that can sometimes feel too real. Gunshots and explosions sound as realistic as ever, scored by the typical array of pounding drums and trumpets. Voice acting is wonderful. It helps make all of the characters feel alive. The first time Soap McTavish opens his mouth and delivers a line in a thick Scottish accent, it's almost shocking.
Stay here and spot me. Wait for my go.
It's hard not to feel attached to the different soldiers that surround the player throughout the game, even if many of them are just set pieces. It's hard to find much to complain about in Modern Warfare 2. Infinity Ward has done so much right that the faults are negligible by comparison. The story is compelling, the multiplayer is addictive, and the package, on the whole, is spectacular. There's no doubt that they've managed to outdo themselves with this sequel, proving their dominance over the military FPS yet again, and hopefully laying the foundation for more to come. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out the full text review on Gamervision.com.